the second row from Marco Morelli. He won't lead into the first corner, I don't think, because it is hackimlessly, predictable. So even if they fade, it's a predictable fade. So the guy should vanish from pole, but up the inside comes the 51 of Brian Ariarte. Yeah, and that's a fifth gear corner if you're going really quick, which he clearly isn't be caught out. They, through practice, they use used tyres and new tyres, so they're very...
There he goes then. It was a cracking launch for the 95 for Morelli, but as I think he hooked second gear.
Often guys who will go through there in fourth, you've got to know exactly what you're doing. Be well prepared for the race situation.
Well then, down the back straight we come. Got a bit bogged down. He's now on the outside going into turn 2, so he's actually further down than when he started on the...
In fifth, and for him to do that, assumingly he did do it in fifth, and not be worried that he's going to get it...
4 laps to go. I mean, Peter, this is an exciting race. It's gearing up for a crescendo grid. It is Ariarte who's properly got the whole shot then, followed by Danish and Ramersdorfer.
Himself offline or anything like that. Absolutely superb. I know it'd be interesting to see now whether Brian...
Oh, right at the end, just look at these riders. 3 abreast into turn 6. Benyat Fernandez thing, who got a bit of a sluggish getaway, Peter.
Yeah, but that is the front row guys.
Oh, big crash there!
Follows him and tries to pick up just exactly what he was doing and
Oh, look at me, I'm already fighting for the top 4 in Rookies Cup in my first race against the likes of Morelli. In the background, goodness gracious me, that is a big old crash to start us off with coming out.
Hakim Danish, they're getting a really good drive down the back straight and threatened to take second place.
This is not what the usual battles we're used to seeing. And for sincerely hope all riders okay. There's someone else went through the gravel and carrying on. We're coming down the way
from Brian Ariarte on the 51.
This lot are absolutely drilling it. It's nearly though, is it? Even though it's still exciting.
It is exciting, and I think it looks as though maybe Morelli, Fernandez, and
back straight now. I can see Veda Pratama, the 54, coming in down the inside, looking in towards turn 6. 3 seconds now, though. Thompson did bring him in a little bit by a few hundredths of a second in the last.
Thompson are going to get away in that second group, and they're going to be battling there to the.
It's overtaking Morelli there. He's very late on the brakes. Veda Pratama. He's looking up into 7th place there, or 6th sector or so. But if you look at the lap times last time around, the leading trio all near enough for 1:48.
There's the top 6 battling for that 4th place, which of course if any of these guys make a mistake, suddenly I should say. But all this drama behind Peter has left Ariarte and Danish. Nobody else is in the 1:48. It's as simple as that. Pratama though started of course 15th on the grid, up 4. Comes a battle on the podium.
Yeah, exactly that. So then, through the ultra far, running away with it. It was Singapore, unfortunately, who had that big accident, but it says on our live time 14 places now. I mean, that is a heck of a start. This lad is so talented. Right-handers on this beautiful back section of the Circuito de Jerez and Helnia. Timing screens, rider okay.
Well, that's where you can breathe a sigh of relief from that, because you say it was
it, isn't it?
Yeah, and Hakim Danish goes up the inside of Brian Ariarte to take 2nd place. So Hakim
so steeped in so much history, isn't it? I mean, we do love coming here to have the opener of the Red Bull.
Pretty spectacular, and good to see him get away from that.
Lucas Brown has crashed as well. Someone else down in the background too. Deary me.
Now he's going to chase Veda, and it's these right-handers where Veda did the overtaking on the
Rookies Cup every year. It's so spectacular.
It is indeed, and it's the circuit's got. And I was speaking to Danny Ribalta, rider coach, and he said I'm previous laps, and they're now taking a riding lesson from the man in front. Yeah. So much to offer. It really is a superb test of these young men. Just worried that the guys are too excited. They all just, they're not tense enough. And Lucas Brown,
his Veda Pratama track day tuition with his first score.
On the brakes now, and it still is Veda Pratama that leads from Brian Ariarte and Hakim Danish. Was one of those. He said he just wants to do it. He's talking about passing everybody at the first corner. And
first students, Hakim Danish and Brian Ariarte, apparently.
Yeah, but of course, you know, with nobody out of these three showing that they've got a little bit extra. Of course, Veda he's come unglued for him.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, I mean, our timing screen's not quite keeping up.
They're following him through there, and that's fair enough, but they don't really get to see what the 16-year-old Indonesian threw the pack and caught them, but he's been at the front, he's been unable to break away. Maybe he's going to try
someone else who went down and things like that, but I couldn't quite pinpoint who it was before they disappeared on our timing screens.
And did to pass them.
No.
You know, that was the trick bit, not going through there in fifth, you know, virtually fly again.
Well, this is a replay into turn one. But as they come around the final corner then, for the first time, it was Sullivan Mounsey who went down. Oh dear, what a shot
out, but actually getting up the inside of them. How did he manage that?
Yeah, quite. Well, it's all armour looking very, very neat indeed. I mean, what I was saying earlier, Peter, about him doing the junior for Sally.
So that's two British riders out if their timing screens are right. Then.
Yeah, certainly not a day. It's all changed as well for Pratama this year because he's joined the Junior Moto 3 World Championship this year. He came here and he really did spectacularly well in Rookies Cup for Royal Britannia, unfortunately, but there we go.
But Veda Pratama up into third.
With the junior talent team, he's living over in Barcelona, Spain at the moment. I think this was the only series he was racing in Europe last year, whereas now with Junior GP as well as Pratama.
Third place, you know, he came off, he was way down fifth.
He's even going to an international school there as well. I saw him and a couple of others coming out of school and his Instagram stories the other and Ariarte go very wide indeed. Goodness me, boys, that was not
to third. What about that?
Goodness
in one
me.
lap.
Absolutely quality. What a lad he is. So Veda week. So he's doing the full rounds. About 15 race weekends for him this year, combined with the series. Good grace.
Yeah.
Good gracious me.
If you're going to exceed track limits, you know.
Pratama finished up last year in the championship, 8th place in the series. He didn't quite Junior GP. That'll do him a world of good. And
Brian Ariarte has seen the fact that Veda exceed track limits.
You might as well do a bunny hop with it as well, Brian.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I mean, with the 8 come away with a podium to finish off the year at all, but he was...
Veda is splitting here. We're not even half distance yet. We're just coming up to half distance, and Veda has split. He's taken up...
experience here in Europe, living over here, understanding the culture, because that does impact their performance on track. Certainly very close. He looks to be starting his season with an absolute corker, though.
About a 10 bike length lead, and Brian doesn't want to see him. He says, you know, there's the usual...
as well, Peter, doesn't it? You know, how strong is Veda Pratama going to be all season long? I think Indonesia...
Yeah, and talking to him after qualifying, he wasn't happy. You know, he made the mistake. He missed, you know, the usual get in behind me. Let's just see whether Hakim Danish follows the script.
Sure. And Malaysia, mind you, with Hakim Danish in his third year, can be very, very excited indeed.
The end of qualifying, but he said, "Look, I'm just going to look over things. I'm going to talk to the technical staff. I'm going to," and gets in behind him as they go after
about their future prospects.
Absolutely, these guys are the class act, aren't they? Yeah. You know, and it's Brian Ariarte to review my race from last year. I'm going to work off the experience I got from last year. See if I can. Oh, and a nasty.